What's up, crazy world? Welcome to episode number 1 of Go Ahead and Ask, the official relaunch. Let's get right to business.
I had a good question for you. What are your thoughts on ingesting tap water, which, as we know, has fluoride, chlorine, heavy metals in it? What impact will that have on us, if you think positively or negative, in our health, in our cognitive ability, and all of that? So let me know what you think, and I'd love to hear about it, bro. Take care.
Michael, I really appreciate that question, man. And I tell you what, you came with guns blazing because that's a tough one. That really is a tough one. This topic has gone around in many different directions. And I think that we're at a point right now where we need to pay extra attention to what's in our waters and whether or not we choose to drink it. And by the way, let me start off by saying that this is all for entertainment purposes. I am not a professional in this field. And the advice or the opinion that I'm going to give is based upon all the gurus and the know-it-alls and the specialists that I follow and that I research on. Truthfully, the first thing that I suggest that everybody does is do your research and do ample amounts of it, because I believe that all counties are different, all cities are different, and definitely all states are different. So what you have in your waters can totally be different compared to what we got in our waters. Now, here in Miami-Dade, I guarantee you there's a big difference when you compare the waters to what, let's say, Detroit has. Now, I understand, for the most part, governments and counties, their best interest is to give you the cleanest water that they can provide. Therefore, they are always putting disinfectants in these waters in order to get rid of the products that we're trying to avoid. Seems to be, though, one of the problems that have arose from those same disinfectants is called disinfectant byproduct, or DBP. Now, according to research, can affect people's endocrine system. It can affect their fertility, their vitality. And again, you should go to your county's website and request an in-depth analysis of your county's drinking water. There, they should provide a lot of information, and you can start assessing what is it that you're dealing with in your county, in your city. Now, in regards to fluoride, fluoride is a natural mineral that can be present in the food that you eat, as well as the water that you drink. It's also found in rocks and soils, and is considered a very vital element, in this planet. The argument is that fluoride in small amounts can be beneficial for people and of different ages and for different reasons, but it can also be detrimental for us. And it once again depends on your level of activity, your age, and everything else that comes with being healthy. Originally, one of the concepts was to put fluoride in a bunch of our products, including toothpaste and our water, because it helps with the tooth enamel and it keeps us from having early tooth decay, especially for kids. We actually have an American Medical Association and the American Dental Association who agreed with certain amounts of fluoride being beneficial, therefore used in waters and toothpaste. Now, when is too much fluoride a problem? There lies an issue that we haven't really truly found out just yet, up until recent studies that are continuously ongoing. A couple of the after effects of excessive dosages of fluoride would be bone structure issues, making bones a little fragile and more susceptible to fractures, and thyroid issues, which in essence can lead to a lot more issues because of how much of a role the thyroid plays. This in itself is a scare for medical officials who are looking deeper into how much fluoride we have in our waters. Now, if you're somebody who's trying to help preserve our planet and avoid all plastics, my next suggestion won't be a good one. But me, myself, I buy gallons of spring water all the time. That's what I do. I don't buy the bottles. If I do buy bottles, it's simply because, I'm a mixed martial arts coach. And, by day when I train clients, I just got bottles of water ready for them. Other than that, me personally, I get 4 gallons every time I go buy water. I make sure I'm loaded with water, and it's always spring water. I don't get purified. I don't get distilled. Yet I'm very guilty of it at the same time when I go to the gym. Because when I go to the gym, my way of keeping a high pace, high tempo workout is I don't bring water in a jug. So in between, my supersetting of 2 or 3 different muscles, I walk my happy ass all the way to the water fountain, give me a quick little sip of water, walk all the way back, pace once or twice, boom, it's time to get the next set in. So I'm consuming tap water, I'm consuming unfiltered water, and it's just basically because I don't want to carry a big ass jug like every other musclehead in this, city. So in essence, Mike, and to any other people out there listening that are, concerned about this, I wouldn't want to roll the dice, period. There's just too many things out there that can really affect us longevity-wise, that can really have a long-term effect on us without even knowing what we're consuming today. It's kind of like, referring to the dyes that are in all of the foods and drinks that we consume. It drives me nuts that people know, you're hearing it now, you've heard it before, you've seen it, you've read it. Anything that's a food coloring or a drink coloring is just absolutely poisonous to you. It has cancer-causing chemicals in it. That's anything red, orange, yellow, green, you name it. If you're getting food chips, cereals, sports drinks, anything that has food coloring that's not natural, it's poisonous for you. Well, I'm not going to roll the dice with that. I'd rather get something that doesn't have food coloring. Well, the same concept goes to drinking water. I don't know just how dirty our waters are. Even if I get online and Miami-Dade tells me that, hey man, that shit's good, go ahead and drink up. I can't believe that, nor am I going to roll the dice with it. I'd rather not roll the dice with it. I want to give myself a better chance of having a healthier, longer life where I have all my mental abilities as well as physical. So with that said, my way to try to dodge those bullets as well as possible, keep buying spring water out, especially if you can afford it. I understand that we all go through money issues. It's probably the cheapest thing that you could struggle buying. So it's $1 to $1.19 for a gallon of water, spring water. I suggest that's what you do. If you want to be more conscious of the planet, try to avoid the small plastic bottles. And if you can afford it, reverse osmosis systems or the other filters to help you clean from the heavy metals and the other contaminants. Again, great question, Michael. I really appreciate it. Guys, make sure you go give Mike a follow. That man has the most gorgeous pit bull I've ever seen. A beautiful pit bull. Brody, shout out to Brody the pit bull. And listen, guys, if you want your question or your video featured on the next podcast or the next episode of Go Ahead and Ask, send me a video clip via Instagram. You got to follow me at 305 Black Sheep on Instagram, and then send me your video clip there. Make sure it's under a minute. I'll feature it, edit it, and we'll get it cracking the same way we did today. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.